Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into something really subtle, the art of talking about time. You know those small, tricky phrases that can make all the difference? The ones that separate sounding perfectly natural from, well, just a little bit off?
So, how does that sentence land with you? I'm not hiring for a moment. If something about it feels kind of strange, you're spot on. The phrase you're probably expecting to hear is, I'm not hiring at the moment. So, what's the big deal? What's the real difference?
Well, it's pretty much everything. At the moment just means right now or currently. But for a moment means for a really short time, like 60 seconds. Getting these tiny little words right, that's the secret sauce to sounding completely natural and making sure people know exactly what you mean.
Okay, so let's really break this down. We're going to look at phrases for the past, the present, and even the future. Let's kick things off with how we look back and share our stories.
All right, section 1. Here, we're going to look at those phrases that really set the scene. The ones we use to talk about a past that feels totally different from right now.
First up, we've got at one time. I want you to think of this phrase like you're opening up a time capsule. It's the perfect tool for talking about a reality that's just completely changed. It draws this really sharp line between the way things were and the way they are now. Yeah, see? An example like this paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? You can immediately imagine a place that was once buzzing with people compared to how quiet it is today. It's basically a whole story packed into one little sentence. Okay, now this one's subtle, but it's so important. At the time is personal. It's all about what you were thinking or feeling when something happened. But at that time, that's more formal, more distant. It's like you're reading from a history book. So you could say one is for your story and the other is for the story.
Now this is a real heavyweight when it comes to talking about the past. From that moment on, you pull this one out when you're telling a story about a massive turning point. A moment that just split your life right down the middle, a before and an after. It has some serious narrative punch.
You can almost feel the shift in that sentence, can't you? Okay, let's bring it into the present day, because this is where these tiny differences in phrasing get even more important in our day-to-day chats. Right, now we're talking about, well, now, the present. These are the phrases you're probably going to use all the time, and picking the right one is all about context. Are you having a casual chat with a friend or making a formal announcement? So check this out. At the moment is your go-to for casual stuff. It's what you say to a friend, like, sorry, I'm kind of busy at the moment. But then you have at this time, which is way more formal. It's what you hear in an official announcement, right? We have no further information at this time. See, it's all about the situation. This is a really interesting one. Both of these phrases mean temporary, right? But for the time being, has this extra layer, this feeling of waiting for something else to happen. For instance, maybe you're stuck using old software for the time being. What does that imply? That you're just waiting for the new version. It points to a situation that isn't quite settled yet. But, sometimes just saying now doesn't quite cut it. When you really need to dial up the drama and put a huge emphasis on the present, yep, there's a phrase for that. It's amazing what one little word can do. Just adding very to the mix, it just dials everything up to 11. It instantly creates this sense of intensity, of urgency, even drama. It's like putting a giant spotlight on this exact second. Wow. You can feel how that makes everything more charged, right? Okay, so now let's switch gears a little. We're going to look at two phrases that aren't about when something is happening, but more about how we're experiencing the present moment. So this isn't about the clock on the wall. It's about how you're experiencing what's happening. To be in the moment means you're totally absorbed, you're focused, you're not distracted, you are fully present. It's a total state of mind. And then you have of the moment, which is almost the complete opposite. It's not about what you're focused on inside your head, it's about what the world is focused on. So a new musician might be the star of the moment. It just means they're super popular, they're trending right now. All right, last but not least, let's look ahead. We've got one key phrase that we use to talk about the very near future. And this one, it's all about building suspense. Yup, this is your absolute go-to for creating suspense. When you tell someone that something could happen at any moment, you're basically telling them to hold their breath because things are about to go down. That phrase is just packed with a sense of imminence. You're not just stating a fact or a possibility.
You're creating a powerful, suspenseful mood.
Okay, we've taken a journey from the past all the way to the future. And to help you keep all these little distinctions straight, we've put together a really simple guide for you.
And here it is, your very own cheat sheet. What's cool is if you look closely, you'll see each phrase is tied to a specific feeling or a vibe. When you're looking back, you've got that nostalgic feel of at one time or the heavy weight of a turning point. For right now, you can pick between casual, formal, or even mindful. And when you're looking ahead, you get that suspenseful feeling. Think of this as your roadmap to picking the perfect phrase every single time.
And that right there is why all of this matters so much. When you choose the right small words, you're giving your language incredible precision. You're giving your ideas clarity, and you're giving your stories real, genuine power.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought. A question that uses the very phrases we've just been talking about. Which one best describes your life at this very moment? Are you living in the moment? Maybe this is a turning point where everything changes from this moment on. Or are you waiting for something big to happen at any moment? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us.